Okay, so hello everyone. In this video, we will see list aliasing and list cloning. Okay, so what is the mean of list aliasing and cloning? Okay, let's understand it. Okay, so for example, I'm creating a list object. Okay, for example, I'm creating a list object. When I'm creating like L1 is equals to 10, 20, and 30. So what happening actually? For example, when it will create, so one object will create in memory. Okay, and this object will contain 10, comma 20, comma 30. Okay, and who will refer this object? L1. So L1 will refer to this object. Okay, so what's the mean of aliasing? For example, you are creating L2. You are creating one L2, and inside L2 you are writing what? L1. So this is known as aliasing. Aliasing means this list one having another name. Okay, another name which is L2. So means L2 is also referring L2 is also referring the same memory location. Okay, suppose I'm writing here something like L2. I'm writing L2 location 0 and change the element. Okay, so instead of like 10, I want to replace 10 by 200. So when I replace the first zero index element, so it will change in this list. Means here 10, instead of 10 it will be 100. Okay, so when you will print L1, when you will print L1, so what result you will get? You will get what? 100. Okay, sorry, 200. We are writing 200. So we will get 200. Okay, then 20, then 30. Okay, what about list 2? See, I didn't change in list 1. I changed in what? List 2. But when I'm printing list 1, so I'm getting the different elements. Why? Because both list 1 and list 2 are referring to the same object. So if I will print L2 here, L2, okay, L2 list, so it will also give me what? 200, 220 and 30. So hope you are understanding why it is happening, because list 1 and list 2 is referring to the same block, and this is known as aliasing. Let me give you one example so that you can understand it better. So for example, let's do the same thing. L1 is equals to what? 10, comma 20, comma 30, right? And if I write here print L1, okay, so print L1 means it will print what? It will print these elements, right? So it will print this complete elements. Okay, so it is printing complete elements. So for example, if I write here, if I create L2, okay, and in L2, if I assign L1, okay, so L2 is also referring to the same elements. L2 is referring to the same elements, and this is known as aliasing. Okay, so this is known as aliasing, means different name. L1 has different name. So if you will change L2 or L1, whatever you will change, for example, I want to change L2. L2, which element? Zeroth location element. And I want to put here 200. So see, it will reflect in list 1. It will reflect in list 1 elements. So here at zeroth index, it will be replaced by 200. So when you print the L2, so it will also print the same. It will not print this original, it will print the same list because we applied some changes, right? So let me just execute it. So see, everywhere it is printing the same. If I change in L1, if I write here L1, and inside L1, this is what? Zeroth location. Okay, see, So list has index. Okay, so zeroth index and one index and two index. Okay, so the second index of the list, I want to replace the last element with 500. So it will change here. It will change here in L1 as well as it will change into the L2. Okay, why? Because both are referring to the L1 and L2. Both are referring to the same memory block, same object. Okay, that's the reason. If you will change in one, so it will reflect in both. Okay, so let me just execute it. Okay, so it is reflecting in both. Okay, here and here it is changing 500, and in this list 500 is changing. But what is my requirement? My requirement is when I change the list one content, when I change the list one content, so it should reflect in list one only. When I'm changing in list two in list 2, so the changes should reflect in list 2 only, not list 1. So how can I achieve this? How can I achieve this? So in order to resolve this issue, we have list cloning. Okay, so when you create list cloning, means both lists will follow different location. Let me show you how it will work. Okay, so when I'm creating one list, for example, I'm creating L1, and inside L1 I'm writing 10, 20 and 30. Okay, so when I'm writing 10, 20 and 30, so if I'm writing here L2 is equals to L1. Okay, so this is process known as aliasing. We already seen, just I'm telling you one more time. Okay, so if you will change in list 2, you will change in list 2 zeroth location, and if you will write suppose 120. Okay, so if you will print which list? If you will print L1, so it will print 120 instead of 10. It will print what? 120. And why it is printing 120? Why it is printing 120? Because it is what? It is aliasing of. Okay, L2 is alias of L1, means both are referring to the same memory object. But I want whenever I change in list 2. Okay, so in list 1 it should not change. So here instead of aliasing we will use copy. Okay, we will use list cloning. So how we can do the list cloning? So we will write here dot copy. Okay, so if you will write here dot copy, so what will happen, see, so one for this list one memory block will create which containing 10 comma 20 comma 30. So this element is containing. So L1 is referring to this. L1 is referring to this. So when you are writing this L1 dot copy, okay, so this is what? Cloning. This is what? Cloning. So in cloning, L2 will not refer to the same memory block. For L2, it will create another block with same elements. Okay, 10 comma 20 comma 30. Okay, and after that I'm changing in what? List to zeroth element. List 2. Okay, this is the list 2 and zeroth element here. So what it will replace? It will replace it by 120. So it will replace it by 120. Right, so if you will print L1 here, so L1 objects are what? 10, 20, 30. So instead of replacement it will print the same 10, 20, 30. Okay, so if you will print here, if you will print here L2, so now you will see the changes, which is what? 10 comma 20 comma, sorry, when you print list 2, so 120, it is what? 120. Okay, and 30. So this is how you can resolve the issue. Okay, so let me just show you. Okay, so here it is what? Aliasing. If you will write dot copy. Okay, dot copy, so this is what? List cloning. Cloning means list one has different object and list two have different object. So here if I will change in, if I'm changing in what list, let's suppose I'm changing in list 2. I'm changing in what list 2. So if I'm changing in list 2, so means list 1 should not change. Let's list 1 element should remain same. But I'm changing where? Suppose I'm changing in 0th location of the list. This is the 0th location. No? So in list 2, there should be a change because I'm changing only list 2. So here it should display 500. So let me just execute. Okay, see here 10, 20, 30 is coming. Okay, and here 500, 20 and 30 is coming. So hope you are understanding what's the mean of list aliasing and list cloning. How we can perform list cloning and how we can perform list aliasing. Okay. All right. So in the next video, we will discuss about nested list concept. Okay. And we will see in detail. We will learn in detail the nested list, and that is the important concept. So everyone, please don't skip the video. Next video. If you haven't watched the previous videos, in previous video we have discussed about this. Okay, in previous video we have discussed about mathematical operations on list. Okay, I talked about plus and multiplication operator. How does it work with examples? Then I talked about this membership operators in and not in. Okay, how it works on list comparison, comparing list object. So these are the comparison. I have taken the example and cases. All right, for comparison, if you haven't watched this the last video of this playlist, so you can watch the last video and you can come to this. Okay, so in the next video we will discuss about nested list. So thank you everyone for watching this video, and if you are really practicing the code, so please comment out your code. Okay, it will be a kind of motivation for me, and your consistency also will maintain. Okay, whatever code you are writing, whatever you are practicing, please comment your code. All right, so thank you everyone for watching this video.